Hi, everyone. Thanks for your patience. We're just having a little bit of technical difficulty. And also, thanks for your patience if you thought you were logging on at 6 o'clock and then realized the class was 6:30. So here we are and getting started a little late, but we'll be sure to pack things in so that you still get the most out of your time on your mat. Excuse me. So, my name is Mimi. And I'll be leading you in your practice this evening. And for those of you that haven't met me before, welcome. I teach classes for Thunder Mist every second and fourth Wednesday, and we'll be continuing these throughout the summer. And then we'll see what's going on in the fall. Maybe we'll be back live together. Who knows? But for tonight, I'm going to be leading you in a class that emphasizes some lower back care and gets at a little bit of hip opening. So basically the whole pelvic region, the hips, the lower back. So especially good if you've been doing a lot of extra walking or hiking or bicycle riding or working in your garden. So I often ask people when I'm in a live class or a class where I can interact with people, we can't do that in this format, what they need out of the class. And lately, everybody's been saying lower back and hips. So that's what you're getting tonight. And we'll start by coming on to our backs. And you don't need much for your practice tonight. You'll need your mat, or to be on a floor with a carpet or something padded. If you have a couple yoga blocks or other type of prop that you can lift your hands up on, go ahead and grab that as well. Could be blocks, could be boxes, and then just come onto your back. And once you come onto your back, you're welcome to rest with your legs extended or your legs bent. And so when my lower back is feeling tender, I usually opt for a version with bent legs. Something where I can feel my lower back ground and connect to the floor below me. Excuse me. And something that just feels a little bit more stable. And your hands can be resting by your side or on your belly or your hip crease. You might even choose to sweep your arms to the floor behind you and expose your underarms for a little extra air circulation. And then just take a little time here. Slow, easy breaths. If you've had a really busy day today, taking this time to create some separation from whatever was going on during your day. And making sure that you're really here, the fullness of your being, the fullness of your attention. And then as you're ready, if your knees are bent, you're just going to stretch them long. And reaching arms to the floor behind you, go ahead and take up space. Stretch and yawn, maybe open up your mouth. Maybe spin your ankles a little bit. And then gather your knees in towards your belly and rock a little bit side to side. And then you'll lower your feet to the floor and have them about hips width distance apart. And then relax your arms down by your side, and the palms are going to face down. All right, just go ahead and pay attention to what's going on in your lower back. So not only the presence or the absence of any discomfort, but notice if your lower back is touching the floor or if there's a little bit of curvature there. All right, so we're going to play with what's going on with the lower back and the pelvis. So first, you're going to inhale and you're going to tip your pelvis forward so that you feel your lower back peel away from the floor. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to draw your belly back and in, and you're going to press your lower back to the floor. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward, open up the belly and the rib cage. And then exhale, tilt your pelvis backwards and feel your lower back seal to the floor. So it's a subtle move. Hopefully you understand what I'm asking of you. Just take it a few more rounds. Good, and then level off the pelvis and just come to a neutral position. Just taking a couple moments here, letting the body just rest with ease. And then we're gonna add a layer. So what you're gonna do is tilt your pelvis forward and feel your lower back peel up off the floor. Then you're gonna exhale, you're gonna seal your lower back to the floor, engage your core, and push up into a low bridge, just lifting the hips about in line with your knees, not any higher. And then lower down. Once the body settles, once again, tip your pelvis forward and feel your lower back peel off the floor. And then exhale, seal your lower back to the floor, push into your feet, keep that engagement of the core, lift your pelvis up, only in line with your knees. And then do that a few more times on your own. Nice and easy. Tilt your pelvis forward, and then roll it back. Squeeze and lift. Take it a few more times. Another couple rounds. And then the next time you lower down, go ahead and let the body relax to the floor and just hang out for a breath or two. All right, squeeze your knees to your belly, rock a little bit side to side. And then lower your left foot to the floor and keep squeezing your right knee towards your belly. And as you do that, you might take some time and spin your ankle around in a circle. Circling it to the right, circling it to the left, pointing and flexing. and wiggle your toes. Good, and then relax your left arm by your side. And with your right hand, you're going to steer your leg around in circles. So if you feel like you can't get much of a rotation while you're holding your knee, go ahead and release your arm down and just circle your leg without the assistance of your hand. You might find that you can get more rotation that way. And then go in the other direction. So circling around to the out and then good. And then squeeze your knee in at your belly again. And let your foot go to the floor. Take a couple breaths, maybe noticing any warmth, any sensation, maybe the difference between one side and the other. And then squeeze the opposite knee in. And again, you're going to circle your ankle and point and flex. And wiggle your toes. And then relaxing your right arm by your side. You're either going to use your left hand and steer your leg around in circles. Or you might decide to circle that leg without the use of your hand. Good, and then squeeze the knee in one more time. Lower your foot to the floor, and let's just stretch our legs for a moment. Maybe once again you sweep your arms overhead, reaching and growing long on your mat. Maybe let out a big sigh or wiggle or yawn. And then gather your knees in at your belly again and take a little time rocking back and forth. Good. And then lower your feet to the floor. And we're going to pick up our right foot again and squeeze it towards our belly. Good. This time, go ahead and release the left hand. And you're going to take that knee and you're going to pull it out to the side and back towards your underarm. Take some time here. And then if you'd like, you might transfer that right hand to the inner arch of your foot and send your foot up towards the ceiling. Apply a little bit of downward pressure, spinning and opening up that hip. Take a few more moments. Good, and then bring your knee back to the center and straighten out your left leg. So you're going to give that knee a squeeze in right to your belly as you push and you lengthen through the other leg. And then take your left hand across and your right arm wide and come into a twist. So you're taking that leg across your body. Try to drop down heavily into the back of that right shoulder. And take a few more breaths here. And then roll onto your back and set your foot down and pull your opposite knee in towards your belly. So the left leg is pulling in, and then release your right hand down. You're going to take your knee wide, so drawing it out and back towards your underarm. And for some of you, you might decide to take hold of your foot and direct it up to the ceiling. Take a little time here. Good, and then squeeze that knee back in towards your belly and extend through the opposite leg. Good. Pull the knee in as you push through your right heel. And then come into a twist. So you're going to take your right hand across and bring the leg over to the right. Heavy in the back of that shoulder. Few more breaths. And then come onto your back. Stretch your legs long. Let your arms come out wide. You're like the shape of a five-pointed star here. And take some time. And then draw your knees in towards your belly. You're going to take hold behind your thighs and you're going to rock yourself up to a seat. And then go ahead and come on to hands and knees. And from hands and knees, walk your hands forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes under, and lift your hips up and back. And this take a little bit of time. Spread through the palms, rock the hips back and forth. Another few moments here. And then lower your knees to the floor. You're going to take your big toes together and have your knees wide. You're going to sit your hips back towards your heels and you're going to bow down. It's coming into a child's pose for a few breaths here. While you're in your child's pose, you might turn your head from side to side. Give yourself a little bit of a massage. And then go ahead and come up into a tabletop. You're going to send your right leg back behind you. And go ahead and just float it in the air. And then stretch your left arm forward. Holding steady, holding still. And then lower your hand down. You're going to take your leg and rotate it out to the side. Okay. You can take your left leg and just walk it over a little bit. And then as you have that right leg out to the side, see if you can line your foot up with your knee. And maybe you turn your toes slightly outward. Okay. Spread through your palms. We're going to do a little bit of cat-cow action here. So you're going to inhale and you're going to dip your pelvis down and you're going to open up your belly. And then as you exhale, you're going to round through the spine and you're going to flex that right foot and sit your hips back towards your heels. Then come back up. Inhale, dip your pelvis down, roll your shoulders back and open up your heart. Exhale, round, flex your foot, and sit your hips back towards your heels. Keep it up a few more times on your own. Good. And then bring your leg back in. You can walk your hands forward of your shoulders and just take a little time spinning your hips around. Spinning them around in one direction. And spinning them around in the other direction. Good. And then walk your hands back under your shoulders. And we'll take the other side. So you're going to take your left leg back behind you. And then reach your right arm forward. Pausing here. And then lower your hands. And take your leg out to the side. You can turn that foot on an angle. And we're going to begin with our kind of cat-cow action. So you're going to inhale and dip the pelvis forward, open up the heart and chest. And then exhale and round. And pull your hips back towards your heel. Inhale, come on up. Sink your pelvis forward, open up your heart. Exhale. Then round, flex the left foot, hips to the heels. Take it a few more times. And let the next one be your last one. And then bring your knee in. And we're going to take a child's pose before we come on up to a downward facing dog and find our way to our feet. So bring the big toes together and let the knees go wide. Bow your head down. And just take a little time here. And then come on up to a tabletop. And we'll take our hands forward of our shoulders again. Tuck toes under, lift your hips up and back. Spread your palms. Take a little time here. And then slowly begin to walk your feet forward. Soften your knees. And take a little time. Bow your head. Swing a little bit side to side. And coming into a forward fold. Couple more breaths. And then a softening of the knees. Sweep your arms up overhead. Reaching, reaching, reaching. And hands are going to come in at heart center. Take a few moments. Hands are right in at the heart. Spread through the feet. Find a sense of grounding. And then we'll come into a couple of half sun salutations. So you inhale, sweep the arms high and wide. And then exhale and bow your way all the way forward. Inhale, straight legs and a flat back. You're sending your head forward and your hips back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep your arms high and wide. And exhale to your heart. And let's do it again. 2 more times. Inhale, sweep your arms high and wide. And exhale, bow your way all the way forward and fold. Inhale, straight legs and a flat back. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, arms are gonna sweep. And exhale to the heart. And let's do it one last time. Arms sweeping. And exhale, fold. Inhale, straight legs and a flat back. Exhale to release. Inhale, sweep your arms high and wide. And exhale to the heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. You're going to turn to the side of our mat. So you're going to turn to face a long edge of your mat. And you're going to open your feet wide. Have your hands on your hips. And then take your right foot and just spin it towards the short end of your mat. And then take your left foot, spin it in a little bit in that direction. You're going to keep your left hand on your hip, reach your right arm up, and lean up and back. Lean into the support of your hand. And you might turn your gaze to look at your left heel. And then come up. And as you do that, you're going to bend into your right knee and rest your forearm on your thigh. Roll your chest open. So really peel your shoulder and your elbow back. And then maybe you reach that left arm to the ceiling. You also might choose instead to reach it across your ear. Take another moment wherever you're at. Good. As you come up, you're going to straighten that front leg. Bring your hand to your hip. Reach up and back. Long, long, long to the side. Good. And then reach that arm forward, this time keeping legs straight. We're going to come into triangles. So you're reaching, reaching, reaching. And then the hand is going to come to rest somewhere on your leg that enables you to keep your chest open. And then stack the arm on top. Take a few breaths. Good. Come on up. You're going to spin to the side of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Press into your feet. Reach the crown of your head high. And then exhale and bow your way forward. Let your hands come down. Let your head release. Take a couple moments here. Feel free to swing your hips from side to side if you'd like. And then bring your hands to your hips. Swing your chest up with a nice flat spine. And then we're going to come to the other side. So the left foot's going to spin out. Right foot's going to spin in just a little bit. Keep that right hand on your hip. Reach up. And then reach back. Keep reaching long. Few more moments. And then begin to bend into that front leg. Rest your arm on your thigh. And then take that top arm up and across. New breaths. Good, and then lower your hand back at your hip. Straighten your front leg and lean up and back. And then come on up. You're going to reach and reach and reach. And then lower your hand. Stack the other arm on top. You're coming into a triangle pose. Come on up. And you're going to step your feet together. So you might continue to face the side of your mat or the short edge of your mat, whatever works for you. Bring your hands to your heart. And interlace your fingers. Just rest them on your heart for a moment and let your elbows relax heavily downward. Good. Spin your palms forward and peel the heels of your palms back. Reach your arms up overhead, having them track along your ears. And then rise up onto the balls of your feet. Take a few moments here. Lower your heels. Sweep your arms down and around. Let them land on your thighs. And we're going to come into a chair pose. So you're going to sit your hips back. Let your weight be heavy in your heels. And then reach your arms forward or maybe up by your ears for more challenge. Take a couple breaths here. You might sink down even lower. Heart stays lifted. Another moment here. Rise up. And as you do that, you're going to lift your arms up overhead. And we're going to take a little bit of a back bend. So lifting up through the belly, lifting up through the heart. Maybe the head sweeps backwards. Although you could do a back bend and keep your chin right at your chest. And then bring your hands at your heart. And take a big breath in. Exhale and let it go. All right. We're going to do it again, just one more time, same exact flow. You're going to interlace your fingers. You're going to send your palms forward and then up along your ears. And then rise up onto the balls of your feet, nice and simple. Holding, steady and strong. And then lower your heels. Sweep your arms down and around. And let your hands land right on your thighs. Sit your hips back. And then reach your arms forward. Hold here. Couple breaths. Rise up. Arms reach. And then let's lift up out of the waistline, lift up out of the belly, and find it back. And then draw your hands right into your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let it go. Good. Releasing hands down. Let's go ahead and find those blocks that I asked you to get at the beginning of class. And bring them right on either side of your ankles. And bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bow your way down. Inhale to straight legs and a flat back. And then bring your hands to your blocks and step your left foot back. Hold here for just a moment. Maybe you adjust the blocks so that they're more directly aligned underneath your shoulders. And then pressing into your left hand, let your right arm sweep up, coming into a twist. Good. Lower your hand down. Go ahead and walk your blocks forward a little bit so that you're stretching to reach them. Press into your right foot and let your left foot lift up into the air. Maybe your fingertips move to the floor instead of the blocks. Try to release your head and your neck. And then lower your foot down and take your feet a little bit wide. And then sit your hips back. Maybe you sit your hips all the way back and you come into a camper squat. Or maybe the hips just sit back a little bit and you bring your elbows to your thighs, lift your heart, and hang out here. And wherever you're at, go ahead and just push up to standing. Good. And let's take the other side. So bringing your blocks on either side of your ankles. Hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, dive all the way down. Inhale, straight legs and a flat back. Bring your hands to the blocks. This time it's your right foot that's going to step back. Find your lunge, adjust, hold. And then press your right hand down. Sweep your left arm up. Lower your hands to the floor. Square off your hips. Now walk your blocks forward. And then let that leg sweep up. Hold. Good. And then lower your foot. Again, you might take your feet a little bit wider. Turn your toes out. And you'll either squat about halfway and bring your elbows to your thighs, or you'll go ahead and you'll squat all the way. Few more moments here. And then wherever you're at, either using your hands in front of you, bringing them behind you, come down to a seat. And just take a moment, hands resting on the lap. Maybe the legs come into a cross-legged position. Good, and then bring your hands behind you. Have your feet to the floor. Have your feet nice and wide, and then keep them wide. Drop your knees down to the right and look over your left shoulder. And then inhale and come on up to the center. And you're going to drop your knees down to the left and look over your right shoulder. And then go back and forth like that, side to side. You might find that your behind is slowly walking forward. And you scooch it back, widen your feet again, and start anew. Good. Next time you come up, pause. And then you're going to drop your knees to the right and just swivel yourself upright. And then take both hands to the outside of your right thigh. Walk yourself around in a semicircle so you face towards the back of your mat. You might stay right here. Some of you might grab your block and bring your forearms to your block. Other folks will just simply bring your forearms down to the floor. Take some time here. And then bring your palms to the floor. Swivel around to the front, adjusting yourself. And then let your legs come down and over to the left. Take both hands to the outside of your left thigh. Walk yourself around again so that you're almost facing the back of your mat, maybe squarely facing the back of the mat. And then bring forearms to the ground. And let your head go. Take some time here. And then bring your hands to the floor. Spin yourself around to the front. And ease your way down onto your back. Slowly lowering yourself down so that you feel supported by the floor. And then squeeze your knees in towards your belly. Hug one in tight. Rock a little bit from side to side. Good. And then lower your feet down and feel the back of the body come to rest on the floor. And so in the beginning of class, we took our half happy baby, so pulling each knee in separately, and then turning it out to the side. So now we're going to do it symmetrical. So you're going to draw both knees in, and then take your knees wide. Pull them back towards your underarms. Take a few breaths here. And then reach down to the inner arch of your feet. And you're going to direct your feet out to the side. A little bit of downward pressure. Relax the back of the shoulders, the upper back to the floor. Keep drawing your tailbone downwards. Few more breaths here. And then draw your knees into your belly one last time. You're going to lower your feet to the floor. And then we're going to come into what's called Shavasana. So just a period of rest at the end of class, similar to how we started. Only hopefully this time, as you lie with stillness on the floor, you feel a bit more present, a bit more grounded. Able to just kind of float to the good feeling, good vibes from your practice. Hopefully having let go of whatever tension is residing in your bones, your muscles, or even your mind or heart. And we'll take just about 2 minutes here. Not a real long time, but long enough to feel the effects, to gain some benefit from the steps. And you could have bent legs or extended legs, your choice. Slowly allow your breath to deepen. You're taking a big inhale through the nose and then opening your mouth and sighing it out with some sound. And then maybe you do it again. Take a big inhale through the nose. And then you exhale and sigh. And then you'll roll yourself up to a seat. And just sit for just a few breaths. So coming into an upright position, maybe rest the hands on your lap and close your eyes. Just taking a few extra moments here. Another few breaths. And then draw your palms together in the heart. And we'll close with a deep bow of gratitude and appreciation. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me for class. Whether you did it in live time or you turned to this video at a future date, I hope you enjoyed the practice. Have a great night.